Hi everyone, my name is Cynthia. Let's talk books, and today I am here with a tag video. I first saw this tag over at Jessie's shelf, and she did such a fantastic job with it, and it sounded like such a fun tag that I decided to tag myself into it. I will link Jessie's video down in the description box, and I will also tag the original creator, who is Maddie over at Princess of Paperback. So I have been stuck at home. The tag is stay at home book tag. I'm a professor, and so we've been doing all our teaching from home. And in fact, I have not left the house except for twice. And both times was to take my dog to the vet. So I'm lucky that I can do that, I've been able to stay home, and the boyfriend's been in charge of, going and picking up groceries and things like that. So I feel really lucky in that way, but it has created some challenges, right? Like we are all going through. So let's get right to the prompts. Prompt number 1 is laying in bed, book you could or have read in a day. Okay, for this I picked A Moon Called by Patricia Briggs, which is the first in the Mercy Thompson series, because I technically read it over 2 days because I picked it up late in the day and then spent the entire night pretty much finishing it. It's very readable. It's action-packed. It's full of supernatural creatures and great romantic tension. If you're into werewolves, vampires, fae, all of that, this is a good one to pick up, and you can read it in a day. The second prompt is snacking, a guilty pleasure book. All right, you all know, if you've been watching my videos for a while, that I do not believe in guilty pleasures, because you should not feel guilty about anything that you're reading. Romance is one category that a lot of people feel guilty about. I think it's because of the cover sometimes, but so I'm gonna use that to answer this prompt, but I don't feel guilty about it. A series that I enjoyed is the Happy Endings novel by Zoey Castile. The first one is Stripped, and I've already read it. I enjoyed it, and I have book number 2 in the series. Book number 2 is Hired, and it's got man apps right in the cover, and I'm not afraid of reading this in front of everybody. Of course, right now I'm reading them from the comfort of my home, not in front of anybody, so not guilty at all, but there we go. The next prompt is Netflix, a series you want to start, and I have a bunch of series I want to start. A lot of them are so interesting, but the one I decided to mention here is Red Sister by Mark Lawrence, because I've been thinking about picking this book up, and I think I just need to leave it out and leave it on my TBR shelf so that I just read it. I know I'm gonna love it. This is about assassin nuns, so I'm gonna love it. I just need to read it. The next prompt is Deep Clean. Been on your TBR for ages. So a book that I've had for a really long time and I've been wanting to read for over a decade is The Perfume Collector by Kathleen Tessaro. It's about a young woman. It looks like she lives in London, moves to Paris, and discovers the world of perfumeries and smells and scents in Paris. That sounded really wonderful when I first saw it on my roommate's shelf, and that was way back in grad school, so I should get to it. The next prompt is Animal Crossing, book you recently bought because of hype. So I hadn't bought books in a while. I did recently place a few orders to help support independent bookstores in my area, but one that I currently have on my shelves that I bought because of hype is The Kiss Quotient by Helen Hoang. There's a lot of hype around this book, but I also know I'm going to like it. A lot of people who have very similar taste to mine have really enjoyed it, and I know I will. So it follows a woman who has Asperger's, and she hires a sex worker an escort to help her with some of her issues, and I know I'm going to like it because it has the Asperger's rep, and I've heard that is handled really well. So again, this is one of those books that just need to be read. The next prompt is productivity. Book you learned or had an impact on you. If you've watched some of my recent videos, this will not come as a surprise. A book that had a lot of impact on me recently was Untamed by Silvia Moreno-Garcia. This is the book that follows a young Mexican girl, Viridiana, who lives in the town of Desengaño in Baja California. She's someone who is looking for adventure. She currently works as a translator in her town, helping, taking tourists around. An American family moves in and they are looking for a personal assistant. So she goes to work for them. They kind of offer her a lot of the excitement that she's looking for, but this is a noir thriller. So not so good things are going to happen, and she is going to change in the process of that. And it's a fantastic book. A lot of the cultural references in here are of Mexican TV and music, and I connected with it so much. I do have an individual video dedicated to my review of this book, so I'll link it down below for anybody that is interested. The next prompt is Facetime, a book you were gifted. And nobody likes to gift me books, even though I love books. I think they're afraid of gifting me books because I already have so many. And truth be told, maybe they should ask me what books I want. Or you know what, gift cards. Gift cards are always good, just so I can buy more books. But a book that I was gifted by my boyfriend is Wonder Woman Warbringer by Leigh Bardugo. He knows I really love Wonder Woman, and I did not have this book, and I am glad to have it. I think that the mythology of Wonder Woman is super interesting. The history and the creation of Wonder Woman herself is amazing. It's really connected to the birth control movement in the U.S. because the man who created Wonder Woman was in a polyamorous relationship with Margaret Sanger's niece. So anyways, I devour all Wonder Woman related stuff, and I will get to this. I will get to it. I haven't yet, but I will. The next prompt is self-care. What is one thing you have done recently to look after yourself? I think it is really important that we still look after ourselves during this time. A lot of us are struggling staying at home, especially if you're an extrovert. I'm not, so I think I'm handling things as best as possible. But one of the things that I have been doing is giving myself the time to not finish things right away. I'm somebody who feels guilty if I haven't finished grading essays for class or I haven't responded to a student email. And I'm trying to not feel guilty about taking time to just do nothing, to watch TV or to read a book, and to put some of the work aside, because I am working from home, and we have to draw the line somewhere of work time and me time. So I highly encourage anybody to do that, especially if, like me, you're always feeling guilty about not doing things. And bonus, name a book coming out soon. So there's lots of books coming out soon that I think sound really great, but the one I decided to talk about here is called Something to Talk About by Meryl Wilsner. I heard about this book through the Social Distancing Book Fest. The author was on one of the panels, and the book sounds fantastic. It's a female-female romance in which the characters work in Hollywood. They are photographed together, and then everybody assumes that they're in a relationship, except they're not. But maybe they should be. Maybe there's chemistry there. And I really like that trope. I like that it's a female-female relationship, and that it's, these two female professionals working in Hollywood. And while I'm not super interested in all the ins and outs of Hollywood, I like some of the stories that have that kind of setting. So I'm really interested to see, to read this book. And when is it coming out? It looks like it's coming out May 26th. So I'll be keeping my eye out for it and placing an order. All right. So that's the end of the tag. I am usually really shy about tagging people, so I'm not going to tag anybody specifically, but if you are interested in doing this tag, do what I did. Just you do it. And let me know if you're planning on doing it. Let me know if you've read any of these books, if you plan on reading them, or what is something that you have been doing to take care of yourself during this pandemic. Let's share some of the good, positive things we're all doing. But that is it for me. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.